everyone, Mrs. Jackson here. You're reading a story called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. This is a story about a boy named William, and he lived in Africa. It's non-fiction, and he was an inventor. Now, my husband and I traveled to Africa a few years ago, so I would love to share our story with you. We were right near where William lived. We went to Africa in 2016. Africa is bigger than China, India, the US, and most of Europe combined. You can see how large the continent of Africa is. Now, I was here at the Zulu Niela Game Lodge and in Johannesburg and did some day trips all around here. This is where William was born, in Malawi. And here's a close-up of Malawi. First, we went to a game preserve. This is my husband, Jim, and yes, we were allowed to touch the cheetahs at the cheetah sanctuary. It was kind of scary. I don't recommend it. You could get hurt. And pat the giraffes. This giraffe licked my hand. Zebras. This is called the Zulu Niela Lodge. This is where we stayed. If you're sitting on these deck chairs by the pool looking out, this is what you see, miles and miles and miles of African countryside. It was so beautiful. Giraffes are everywhere. Everywhere you look, giraffes are walking around. You see the bird on the giraffe's neck up here. There were water buffalo, ostrich. This is called the Niela right there, a spiraled horn, middle-sized antelope. We took a day trip to a historic Zulu village. I had a little fun with one of the dancers. These were performers showing native dancers at the place where we had dinner. Now this is how we went on safari every day. And we went in a Jeep like this. It did not have bars around it. It was very open. At first I was very scared that the animals could jump in and hurt us. But this was our guide right here. He said, as long as we keep our hands inside the Jeep, they will not hurt us. But you do not want to put an arm or leg outside of the Jeep because they see it as something outside the box, and that's when they will attack. You can see Africa's a gorgeous continent. It's so beautiful. That's a warthog down by the watering hole. Elephant, another warthog. Hippo. There's me taking pictures. There's a baboon. We took a day trip to a lion preserve because at Zulu Niela they did not have lions. You can see how close we got to the lions. Here's a lion right here. They could easily jump in the Jeep, but I guess for some reason they don't do that. We were told they think of the Jeep as a box. As long as you keep your hands inside of the Jeep, you are safe. Now, with the last day we were there, we saw the black rhino. Black rhinos are very rare to see. We only saw one there because they are getting to be extinct. Poachers kill them solely for their horns. They use them in Chinese medicine or for decoration. But it's against the law to do that, obviously. So even rhinos living in national parks like at Zulu Niela, they are not safe. So they actually do have to have guards there surrounding the place because poachers try to sneak in at night to kill them because the horn on the rhinoceros could bring them thousands and thousands of dollars. So all 5 remaining rhino species worldwide are considered threatened. So on this page, we saw children seeing a safari they rode, and it was like a bus with bars all around it, so they could see all the animals and look out the windows. And the kids were so cute, so I took a lot of their pictures. They were adorable. This was a school field trip where they got to ride around and see all the animals. Driving down the road, we saw a lot of sights. All the women I saw would always be wearing dresses. Everywhere we go, they were dressed beautifully with skirts and dresses. I never saw women with pants. Even this woman working out in the field by her house, sweeping, had a beautiful white dress on. Thought that little baby girl was adorable. This is what a supermarket would look like in the area. This woman was selling things there. A lot of people sell things here. My husband's chatting with the locals. We visited a house on the way to the school. They stopped and brought us to see what it would look like inside a local house there. Now that's the grandma holding the baby right there. Beautiful little baby at the house. And that's what the house looked like on the inside. They sell things on the outside. That little boy is selling something. There's the little kids there who live in that house. So after visiting the house, I visited a local school. That was the address. And here it is in Southern Africa. This is the principal of the school. And one thing, they did not have many supplies at all. They only had one computer in the entire school. It was for the principal. That's the teacher right there. And there's a bunch of the kids. The other kids are giving me a high five right there. That's what an empty classroom looks like. They had a lot of kids in one classroom. Now here I'm holding a bag of lollipops. One reason why they allow visitors into the school is they say, you could come to our school if you bring the kids some candy or some prizes. They encourage us to buy them candy. Now I noticed on the wall of the school, all the posters were handmade by the teacher. It was just a piece of paper where the teacher wrote the posters. They didn't have any of the school-bought posters. Oh, actually there's a couple right there about the food groups in the background. Oh, I guess they do. Sorry, they do have some school-bought posters. I didn't notice those before. They have them on the numbers right there, and there are the shapes. The kids were so cute there, all looking around with their backpacks on. There were a lot of kids in one room. They definitely did lack a lot of supplies, though. I didn't notice books. I didn't notice pencils and paper. I didn't see those things. That doesn't mean they didn't have them, but I just did not see a lot of supplies at all in the school. Kids giving me the high five. We're handing out lollipops. They were so grateful, too. They were so cute and adorable and well-behaved. And that was one of the teachers, too. She was very kind. That little boy's waving to the camera. They're eating their lollipops. Those girls posed for the picture. So William could have very easily gone to a school like this. I did not see books. In the story, you'll hear what William has to do to get books. But that's my husband. This is the outside of the school. After visiting the school another day, we went to the Apartheid Museum in Johannesburg. This is a picture of Nelson Mandela. Now, the Apartheid Museum is a museum in Johannesburg, and it illustrates apartheid in the 20th century of South Africa. Now, apartheid was a system of legislation that upheld segregation policies against non-white citizens of South Africa. And this was a very moving part of the Apartheid Museum for me. When you walk in, visitors are invited to take a stone from the right and you place it on this gigantic wall on the left. It has millions of stones in it. Now, when you put your rock in the pile, what you're doing, you're making a commitment to fight against racism, prejudice, and discrimination wherever you encounter it. And that's the whole reason for the Apartheid Museum. So I put a stone in there and it felt good. It said, I commit to fighting racism, prejudice, and discrimination. It was a very moving museum. There are other sections of South Africa. This was a resort area with a big pool by the ocean. And my husband went swimming. The waves were gigantic. Here you can see 2 hippos on the beach, and this little boy there made some sandcastles. I'm not sure if he actually made them or not. You can see the name of the beach was St. Lucia right there. And we actually went golfing in South Africa. We met this couple in Johannesburg. We met them on safari. His name was Jim and her name was Kathy, and this is Jim and I'm Kathy. So it was fun. We met another couple with our same names and we went golfing with them. Now this was really cool. The money system in Africa is called the Rand, and 18 holes of golf cost 220 Rand, and 220 Rand is about the same as 14 US dollars. So golf costs a lot more in the United States than it does in Africa. It's another picture of us, Jim and I, golfing. They have beautiful sunsets in Africa, and we just had an amazing trip. So this is the sunset that William would see when he would look around too. We just loved Africa.